Yo, 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 what the fuck is up? Casual Q here, and I'm back with another one. Shout out to my motherfucking dog, Alpha Wolf. He made this request to talk about one of the years in wrestling, one of the bad years. And I'm going to talk about why 2014 was a fucking bust for wrestling. And it had the potential to be great. I mean, you had enough star power there for it to be good. So I listed 10 reasons why 2014 was a shit year for wrestling. Reason number 1, the empowerment of the smarks. Fucking smarks really started to come out and started to voice their opinion to the point where they were hijacking the show. And that's really where this like hijacking the show started, around this time. Which is going to lead me to number 2. They ruined Batista's return. Everybody wanted Batista. We got the animal back. He wins the Royal Rumble. And everybody just loses it. I see people breaking their TVs, all kind of shit, because Batista won a fake match. I mean, who else had the momentum going to the Royal Rumble? They were already putting Daniel Bryan in all these damn title matches anyway. And he already had a match with Bray Wyatt before. So why have him in the Rumble? Batista was the right choice. And it's going to go to reason number 3. WrestleMania 30. Yep, I said it. Some people say WrestleMania 30 was good. I disagree. I did watch it on the WWE Network, motherfucker. But WrestleMania 30 was probably one of the fucking most smartest WrestleManias I ever watched. Because you got to see Daniel Bryan go over Batista, which was dumb because Batista was a bigger draw and he would have had more casual people watching the product, especially when he's starring in one of the biggest movies that the Marvel Universe created. You would have had a lot more people watching because they're like, oh, fuck, Drax the Destroyer is a WWE champion right now. Let's check this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So that was 3. Number 4. This ties into WrestleMania also. The burial of Bray Wyatt. Yes, I think Bray Wyatt should have gone over at Mania. He had all the momentum. He carried most of the feud. And the Wyatt family were just called up not that long ago. They came off a match against the Shield and they looked fucking unstoppable. And this is why I think Bray should have gone over, because you're trying to make new stars. This is the place where you make new stars, at WrestleMania. And it's not like he wasn't a legitimate opponent for John Cena. I mean, the guy can cut a promo. He's pretty damn good in the ring. And if you look at him, he looks like a guy you can take seriously. But after he jobbed to Cena at WrestleMania, it's been kind of like, Bray Wyatt was just, all right then. He's dead and buried. Number 5. Daniel Bryan getting injured. And I'm not saying this because I'm a fan of Daniel Bryan. I'm saying this because if you would have put the belt on Batista, you wouldn't have had to worry about Daniel Bryan getting hurt, because he wouldn't have been in a match with Kane. And he wouldn't have been in matches with Orton. Well, Orton hasn't been known to hurt anybody, but you get what I'm trying to say. He wouldn't be in this match with a bunch of big guys and, would fuck up his health. And he got hurt, and now they got to figure out, okay, what are we going to do for the belt? How are we going to crown a new champion? I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Whoever was going to be the champion was going to get fed to Brock Lesnar anyway. I mean, he just ended the streak. He has all the momentum, going to be the next contender for a title match at SummerSlam. Now, I say you would have kept the belt on Batista. You would have been able to build the match, the Animal versus the Beast at SummerSlam. And that match would have drawn money, cha-ching, cha-motherfucking ching. This is the match that we've all been wanting to see since the Ruthless Aggression era. More than Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. I didn't really give a fuck about that shit. I wanted to see Brock Lesnar and Batista. They both came in at the same time. They're both the same size. They're both two badasses. This match would have fucking been lit. And of course, Lesnar would have gone over because Batista has those Hollywood obligations. And I'm sure Batista would have been all right with putting Lesnar over too. But it definitely would have been a fucking brawl. So, Daniel Bryan getting hurt fucked that up. Because Batista was like, fuck this shit. Batista quit. And he left again. And he was supposed to stay for a year. But he's like, fuck this smart bullshit. Shit, I can go back to Hollywood and continue to be a star. I'll make more money there. Number 6. The motherfucking ratings decline. When they put the belt on the Yes Man, the ratings started to drop. Why? Because who can take this guy seriously as a world champion? Now, I don't hate Daniel Bryan, but I agree with everything that they said about him being a B-plus player. He could have been a great upper mid-carder because his health. And that's just why Vince doesn't like to push the smaller guys, because they can't stay healthy. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen it with him. We've seen it with Balor. You see all the NXT guys. That fucking injury list is long as fuck. These dudes can't stay healthy. And it's like, how can I make you the face of my company and you can't even be there? Bro, the best ability is availability. That's why he keeps putting the belt on Cena. That's why he kept putting the belt on Lesnar. Because these guys can stay healthy and they can be there when need be. Number 7. The breaking up of the Shield. This all goes back to Daniel Bryan getting hurt because they had nothing to really go with. They had nothing hot. I mean, the Shield, they had all this momentum. They were baby faces for a couple months. One of the hottest acts in the company. And for them to break it up, they needed to do something interesting because you didn't have Daniel Bryan there. So they got to get people talking again. So, breaking up the Shield. I was a little bit upset about it, especially because they chose the wrong guy. I think they should have chose Roman to go heel. Because everybody talks about how, oh, he's not a great talker, and they only have him up there because Vince chose him. They didn't want Cassius Ohno. I mean, come on now. Roman Reigns is the reason that the Shield had any kind of cool factor to them. Otherwise, it just would have been 3 fucking indie dorks dressed in black beating people up. Nobody would have cared. Roman Reigns made that group look cool. And he's the biggest star in the group. Yup, I said it. Fuck what you smarks think. Number 8. The Cena Authority Survivor Series match. I personally did not like it. I personally didn't like it, and here's why. This storyline had no fucking star power to it. Now, normally when they have the Survivor Series match, especially like the big Survivor Series matches, it usually has at least 3 or 4 stars in it. Cena and Triple H pretty much carried this whole storyline. I mean, you could say Rollins, but I don't see Rollins as a star. But he was the top heel in the company at the time, or at least they were pushing him to be that. And it was just Cena and a bunch of jobbers versus Seth Rollins and a bunch of jobbers. I would have liked to see Triple H fucking wrestle on the team. At least it'd have been some fucking star power in the match, you know? But, you know, Cena, Ziggler, Big Show, Eric Rowan, and Ryback. I mean, I fucking love Ryback, but Ryback was already buried. CM Punk buried him in 2012. So that shit right there is just Cena and a bunch of jobbers against what? Rollins, Mark Henry. Rusev is the only guy who was worth something because he wasn't on the main roster that long and they were building him up to be a fucking monster. So really it was Rollins and Rusev who really meant anything, and Cena. And they had to bring out Sting. Now, I have nothing against them bringing out Sting, but Sting wasn't needed for this match and for this story. It would have been better off if they would have had Orton cost the Authority, because remember what they did? Triple H put a hit out on him because him and Seth Rollins had a little beef. So it would have made sense to have Orton cost him because Triple H ordered the hit and Seth Rollins curb stomped his fucking head into the steel steps. So I just say it would have made more sense to have Orton come out for the story and for the story to keep going on. But obviously Orton was hurt, so he was out until about a month before WrestleMania. So yeah, that storyline, it sucked. It could have been great, but the fact that it didn't have no star power in it is what made it bad. And you also had Roman he was out as well with that hernia injury. So you could have easily had Roman in this match, but he was out. Number 9, CM Punk walking out. And I'm not saying this because I'm a fan of him. Fuck him. Because when he walked out, that really empowered the Smarks. He tried to make himself a martyr because he chose to walk out on the company that put him on the map. Okay, it's one thing if you finish your contract and you choose not to renew it and you choose to leave. Okay, I get that. But to walk out when you have 6 months left on your contract and then you go on a podcast to throw everybody under the bus and talk about, oh, Vince McMahon sent me my termination letter on my wedding day. Bitch, I would have did the same thing too. Because you walked out on your contract, you bitch. I'd have did the same fucking shit. I'd have been petty as fuck like that. And so yeah, you fucking deserve it. They gave your bitch ass a year-long title reign. They gave you 2 Money in the fucking banks. Bruh, they fucking did a whole lot of shit with you. More than they could have did with other people. And you still being a fucking mark for yourself, thinking that you deserve more. Fuck you. And then you threw my dog Roman Reigns under the bus, talking about they wanted me to make him look strong. Shut the fuck up. Roman Reigns made himself look fucking strong. Because he fucking towers over your fucking pussy ass. That's why. Talking about you would have rather had Cassius Ohno in the Shield than him. The fuck out of here. Them motherfuckers would have been jobbers. So yeah, fuck you, Punk. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking walking out and then trying to throw everybody under the bus like you were wrong. Bitch, you walked out. And last but not least, number 10, Triple H taking over creative. This is why the ratings really started to drop. Because he started catering to these fucking neckbeard smarks. You noticed that you started to see a lot more matches and less storylines. You noticed that the guys who were getting the pushes were the fucking work rate jabronis. And the guys with characters were getting held back. So this was the beginning of that shit. This is the beginning of the Smark movement, where they call it the reality era. Yeah, where they started bringing in all these fucking indie guys to WWE and trying to tell Vince McMahon and casual fans, no, this is real wrestling. This is what we do in Ring of Honor. This is what we do in New Japan. Let me show you what a real wrestler does. It's fake, you fucking dork. And guess what? If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Y'all brought in all this indie bullshit, and now nobody's watching it. Everybody know it's fake. But now the shit that y'all doing, you make it look even more fake. You only can insult people's intelligence so much. So yeah, when Triple H started to take over creative, this is when shit started to really go down the fucking drain. And that's why 2014 was probably the beginning of the end of wrestling. The thing that I grew up on, the thing that I love, is getting fucked up by a Pinocchio-nosed, big-headed, ugly, bald-head motherfucker. So, yeah, just wanted to talk about that. Once again, shout out to my dog, Alpha Wolf, for making this request. I'm out this bitch. Peace. Bitch.